What is going on, guys? Number 150, Jyn Erso, and this is the Hot Topic exclusive one. And there are two of them in the series as far as my knowledge, so we'll go ahead and take a look at her. Now, if you haven't seen the movie Star Wars Rogue One, it is a must see. We're looking at this one here. This other one down here is the other one that I don't have. I also don't have this one. So these two are the ones I don't have. There's another Darth Vader that I don't have. That is from the Rogue One edition. He's like kind of got his hand up choking. And I also have one more, a little surprise one on the way. It's Bistan from the movie Star Wars Rogue One. If you don't know who that is, just go ahead and type it on Google. Bistan, Bistan, and you'll see exactly who it is from the movie. And it's going to be an awesome video, so stay tuned for that one. It should be sometime this weekend. But yeah, we'll go ahead and take Jyn out of the box. I'm going to talk a little bit about, for those of you who haven't watched the new movie, kind of just about who Jyn is, what her purpose is, without spoiling too much. And as always, the Star Wars ones have the black stand and our bobbleheads. So, Jyn, I'm going to give the basic background while showing off her bobblehead. Whoa. Whoops. It was kind of already loose, so... Alright, I got it. Jyn, her father helped, helped make plans for the Death Star. So this movie takes place in between the actual third and fourth movie, as far as the timeline goes. So it's the 8th movie made, but it's the 3.5, I guess you could say. They call it Star Wars Rogue One, a Star Wars story, because it's kind of its own little mini story. It's not enough to be one of its own big movies, and it's just kind of a little mini story put in the middle of all the other ones. They're coming out with Star Wars Han Solo, a Star Wars story. It's a movie just about Han Solo and him being a smuggler. So Jyn Erso's dad, Galen Erso, wrote plans for the Death Star, basically made it, and he was taken away by force when Jyn was a little girl, and Jyn just kind of grew up in that bad essence of being, just kind of like a little hoodlum, a little troublemaker, kind of just fending for herself, being a tough girl. You can see she's got a gun here. Just really learned how to live on her own is kind of Jyn's story, and so not quite as much like Rey. She's a little more raw, if you will, at least to me, in my perspective. We'll go ahead and put her back in the box as I keep talking here. I know I haven't really talked about her that much as far as her pop figure, but we got pretty good detail. I'll give a close-up as I continue to talk, and we'll put her back in. But Jyn, long story short, she is trying to get back to her dad, who she thought was dead. And that's kind of like in a nutshell, if you will. So she's trying to get back to her dad, who she thought was dead, who she realizes is now alive, essentially. And in that time, she's trying to get the plans to the Death Star, and they kind of form this little team with the Rebel Alliance, and she's not wanting to stay on the stand inside of here. Yeah, she's being difficult. That's awesome. She forms a little team with the Rebel Alliance, and kind of in that time, they just all of a sudden on spot come up with a little name for their crew. This will kind of have to do if I can get her back in here. But they come up with this random, just on the spot name, Rogue One, and it really just kind of defines who they are. You know, they're going rogue. If you see the movie, I'm not going to spoil anything, but they're going rogue, and she's kind of like the leader of that. She's the face of it. So really, just imagine kind of like a rebel. You know, you have the rebellion, rebels, but they don't really define a rebel to me. They define more of a good guy, and not like a rebel who's willing to go out of the norm and you know, save the world and break a couple rules or whatever it may be. But yeah, this is Jyn Erso, number 150. It's actually number 138 on here. I'm not really sure why that's that, but it says 138 here. It says 150 here. But yeah, that's Jyn Erso for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, learned a little bit more about the movie. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's freaking awesome. And don't forget, as always, guys, you're the best.